Thank you for joining us for the East Aurora Village Board meeting for March 18, 2024. If you could join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hey, a roll call attendance, please.
Trustee Lizickis.
Here.
Trustee Cameron. Trustee Vijay.
Here.
Trustee Flynn.
Here.
Trustee Raby.
Here.
Trustee Shear.
Here.
Mayor Mercurio.
Present.
6 present, 1 absent.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes of the village board meeting for March 4th, 2024?
So moved.
Second. Moved by Molly, second by Steve. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Can I get a motion to approve the payment of abstract for 3/18/2024 for voucher numbers 64585 to 64656 for a total of $43,221.87?
So moved.
Moved by Grace, second. Second by Ernie. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. All right, this is our first speakers and communications. We'll have another one near the end of the meeting. If you have a topic you'd like to discuss, present, just raise your hand, and when acknowledged, come up, let us know your name and address and tell us what's on your mind. Please keep it to under 2 minutes if you can. Anybody? All right. Moving on to public hearings. Can I get a motion to open a public hearing at 7:03 PM to consider a special use permit application for Left Coast Kitchen to operate a prep kitchen with no seating or music?
So moved.
Moved by Steve, second. Second by Jeff. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. The public hearing is now open. Is the applicant here? Hi, would you like to give us any info on it? A little high level? Great.
We're just maintaining this. Oh, Nathan Root, 91 North Willow Street. Mhm. We remodeled our old kitchen and converted it into a catering kitchen and prep kitchen.
No seating, no music, just doing
Yep, just
prep.
cooking.
Perfect. Anybody have any questions for the applicant? All right, thank you, Nathan.
Good, thank you.
Anybody from the public want to speak on this topic? All right. Can I get a motion to close the public hearing at 7:04 PM? Moved by Steve, second.
Second.
Second by Grace. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. The public hearing is now closed. Can I get a motion to open a public hearing at 7:04 PM to consider local law 3 of 2024 to enact a moratorium with respect to the planning, development, and construction of energy storage facilities in the village? Moved by Jeff, second. Second by Ernie. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Public hearing is open. Maureen, do you want to just give us a quick FYI on that, or Liz? Who's ready?
I will.
All right, thank you, Liz.
So battery storage systems are primarily used in conjunction with solar energy photovoltaic systems to store that energy to be used at a future date. There are 2 different types of these systems. There's a smaller one and a larger one, but this moratorium is for both. And so it would just be a time frame in which we'd be able to look at a model law that the state has available to us and see if we want to use that or if we want to adapt it for our municipality. But in the meantime, then someone can't install one of these either at the residence or on a commercial property.
So we have it figured out.
Yep.
Okay. All right, thank you. Anyone from the public want to speak on this topic? Sir.
Good evening.
Good
My
evening.
name is Bill Dady. I live at 143 Brookley Drive in the village of East Aurora. I had provided the board with several articles from Canary Medium and LA Times. These pieces are devoted to the issue of lithium ion battery fires It seems that in both New York and California, the small amounts of grid scale battery storage built to date have been plagued by repeated major fires. New York State is in the gripping now of trying to adjust the ambitious build out of clean energy storage after fires broke out in 3 separate battery projects between late May and late July. I have several, but time is short. In the same exact story in California, repeat fires at a handful of grid battery storage facilities that have also have gone active. From an LA Times piece, persistent problem keeps coming up. Fires ignited at battery storage facilities. In one example here is in September of 2022, a Tesla's Megapack caught fire at a battery storage facilities operated by Pacific Gas and Electric in Northern California. The Highway Patrol had to shut down Highway 1, one of the major roads, and redirect traffic away from the site for hours. And in conclusion, the question that needs to be answered here is this potential risk to our community worth the mere 4 hours of energy backup? When answering this question, consider the intense heat produced by a thermal runaway battery fires, make it next to impossible for fire departments to extinguish. This leads to toxic off-gassing and toxic off-gassing less for days and requires special cleanup of procedure. Evacuation of large portions, miles of our community. And of course, health, safety, and welfare of our community is key. Finally, I am strongly in favor of the board voting for a moratorium on building of these storage battery facilities in our community ever. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Bill.
Okay.
He did submit a bunch of documents, which I will scan and get to the board.
Perfect, thank you. Anyone else want to speak on this topic? Can I get a motion to close the public hearing at 7:09 PM?
So moved.
Moved by Molly, second. Second by Jeff. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Public hearing is closed. Can I get a motion to open a public hearing to consider local law number 4 of 2024 to amend 249-28 of the Village Code, no parking in certain places on Elm Street opening at 7:09 PM. Get a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Jeff, second. Steve, second.
Second.
Second by Kristen. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. The public hearing is open. Liz, is that you too? Or is that Maureen?
That is on Elm Street from the Main Street curb for 149 feet. It is by the repair station, and it is part of their special use permit that they had that area. It's not usually parked in as it is, but this is just to make sure that it's noted so people know not to park there and block the ways into their establishment
It's already in their special use permit that was accepted by the board.
or their site plan,
Site plan 10 years ago. All right. All right, does anyone from the public want to speak on this topic? All right. Can I get a motion to close the public hearing at 7:10 PM?
So moved.
Moved by Steve, second.
Second.
Second by Ernie. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Public hearing is closed. I get a motion to open a public hearing at 7:11 PM to consider local law 5 of 2024 to amend 249-28 of the Village Code, no parking in certain places on Fillmore.
So moved.
Moved by Grace, second. Second by Jeff. Further discussion?
You want to make that East Fillmore to be more specific,
East,
because it doesn't connect with Fillmore,
that's a good point.
which
East
is my
Fillmore.
street, East Fillmore.
All right. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Public hearing is open. Maureen, is that you again?
This is East Fillmore on the south side, Church to Riley.
Sign. Church. Got it. Anyone from the public want to speak on this topic? Sir?
Good evening, Don Vidler, 115 Geneva. I really just had a question. I asked Maureen on the, I know where the south side is. I'm just obtuse. There isn't any parking there right now. Is there allowed?
I can speak to this if you want. So I brought this up because it's not designated no parking, so technically you could park there.
Okay,
We just want to be able to put up signs so it says you can't. park
okay.
there.
No, that was really the only question. I just wanted to understand that, but thank you.
Sure. Thanks, Don. Anyone else want to speak on this topic? All right. Can I get a motion to close the public hearing at 7:12 PM?
So move.
Moved by Steve, second.
Second.
Second by Grace. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. The public hearing is now closed. Moving on to official considerations. Can I get a motion to approve a special use permit application for Left Coast Kitchen to operate a prep kitchen.
So move.
Moved by Steve, second.
Second.
Second by Ernie. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. I get a motion to approve a declaration under seeker resolution enacting a moratorium with respect to the planning, development, and constitution of energy storage facilities in the village.
Motion.
Moved by Jeff, second.
Second.
Second by Molly. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's approved. Can I get a motion to approve local law 3 of 2024 to enact a moratorium with respect to the planning, development, construction of energy storage facilities in the village?
So moved.
Moved by Ernie, second.
Second.
Second by Steve. Further discussion?
Yeah, on the moratorium, where the word came out, where it says town twice. Should it say village? I think the last line.
So do we need to amend the
Amend.
motions or just as it's written?
Updated.
All right, so. Okay. So roll call vote, Steve?
Aye.
Molly?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
Ernie?
Aye.
Grace?
Aye.
Kristen?
Aye.
And I'm an aye. Motion passes. Local law 3 is passed, the moratorium. Official consideration D, can I get a motion to approve local law 4 of 2024? To amend 249-28 of the village code, no parking in certain places on Elm Street.
So moved.
Moved by Grace, second by Steve. Further discussion? All right, roll call, Steve?
Aye.
Molly?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
Ernie?
Aye.
Grace?
Aye.
Kristen?
Aye.
And I'm an aye. Approved. E, can I get a motion to approve local law 5 of 2024 to amend 249-28 of the village code, no parking in certain places on Fillmore Ave?
Motion.
Moved by Jeff, second.
Second.
Second by Kristen.
East Fillmore, right?
East Fillmore. Further discussion? Roll call vote, Steve?
Aye.
Molly?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
Ernie?
Aye.
Grace?
Aye.
Kristen?
Aye.
And I'm an aye as well. Motion passes. I get a motion to set a public hearing on April 15th for special use permit for 718 Main Street, Aurora Suites. Applicants Nolan Thompson and Gaber Sharian for a suite shop.
So moved.
Moved by Jeff, second.
Second.
Second by Grace. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's approved. Public hearing is set for April 15th. I get a motion to set a public hearing on April 15th for a special use permit for 859 East Fillmore Ave, Brook Langworthy to operate a B&B and Airbnb on the property.
Motion.
Moved by Jeff, second.
Second.
Second by Kristen. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? approved. Public hearing is set. So while this is an agenda item, Grace pointed out it's probably a long way off based on their backlog of state licenses. So the thought is it's probably premature for us to be reviewing this, especially if things could change in the next 6 to 10 months, however long it takes them to finally bring it to bear. So I think we're gonna skip that agenda item entirely. Then we'll bring it up when it becomes more timely. Take a motion to approve the JCAP grant rug project for the town of Aurora course located at 571 Main Street.
So moved.
Moved by Steve, second.
Second.
Second by Molly. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. I got a motion to approve a temporary use permit for Arts in the Alley, Persons Alley, applicant John Simperman on 6/2, 7/7, 8/4, and 9/1 from 12 to 5 PM.
So moved.
Moved by Ernie, second.
Second.
Second by Kristen. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Can I get a motion to approve a temporary use permit for beer garden music nights at 42 North, applicant John Simperman on 6/21 and 9/13 from 7 to 10 PM.
Motion.
Moved by Jeff, second.
Second.
Second by Steve. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. I get a motion to accept a new firefighter, Craig Eckhart, into the East Aurora Fire Department.
So moved.
Moved by Steve, second.
Second.
Second by Grace. Further discussion? Is Craig here?
I have something from Aaron, who could
Please
not
do.
be here. So Chief Den says that Craig has had decades of experience in the fire service, and he is transferring from another fire company and will be a great addition to the fire police team.
Oh, that's great. Is he coming from somewhere in New York State, do you know?
Jamison Road,
Oh.
very
so
close.
I'm- So Shane, do you know if his all his training would transfer over, right? All his interior training, all that stuff would just be perfect. Wow, that's a bonus. All right, any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Welcome to Craig. I, Mayor Mercurio, hereby appoint Peter Zachary Caleri as DPW full-time labor on or after April 1st, 2024. Roll call vote, Steve? Molly?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
Ernie?
Aye.
And Grace?
Aye.
And Kristen?
Aye.
I'm an aye. I, Mayor Mercurio, hereby make the promotional appointment of Shane Gorky to the position of MEO to start on or after March 19th, 2024. Matt, do you have anything to add?
For Shane, we had a retirement of Andy Kaufman last month, and we are filling his position as operator.
Thank you. All right, roll call vote. Steve? Molly?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
Ernie?
Aye.
Grace?
Aye.
Kristen?
Aye.
And I'm an aye as well. Congratulations to Shane. And I, Mayor Mercurio, hereby promotionally appoint Officer Kurt Kilburn to the position of detective, starting March 18th, 2024. Shane, anything to add?
Just that we're waiting until our newest officer finished his field training, which has just been completed for Officer Spahn. So now we have the ability to put Kurt in the detective's office. He's in the top 3 in the civil service list. He's been with our department, I believe, 11 years, and he'll do an excellent job. We're going to have a 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. shift for him, with a couple-hour overlap with Detective O'Brien. So they have time to work together and catch each other up on what cases they're each working on. And it's gonna improve that office dramatically, because Paul was treading water by himself. Barely just getting by doing what he had to do and not being very proactive. And now that'll change quite a bit. So
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. The two of them can work together, especially with the offset shifts
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there's more shenanigans going on in the evening.
Oh, absolutely. And it's hard, in a lot of investigations to get a hold of witnesses and victims who are working during the day. And now we'll have that evening shift to be able to do a lot of that and track people down that are working during the day if we're looking for them for whatever reason. So, and it'll also be able to supplement the evening patrols. If they get busy, he can go out on the road and assist with them. So it'll be great.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, roll call vote. Steve,
Aye. Aye.
Molly,
Aye.
Jeff,
Aye.
Ernie,
Aye.
and Grace,
Aye.
and Kristen.
Aye.
And I'm an aye as well. Congratulations to Kurt. I get a motion to approve budget adjustments for the 2023-2024 fiscal year.
So moved.
Moved by Kristen, second. Second by Jeff. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Can I get a motion to give permission for the mayor to sign the contract with Sun King for electronic recycling? There's no charge for the items. The village will be recycling.
So.
Moved by Steve, second.
Second.
Second by Grace. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Did you want to talk about it?
I totally want to talk about it.
Let me know.
I mean, I want you to approve it, but then I'll talk about it. The week of April 1st, along with people's garbage in their normal garbage pickup, they will put out electronic items, separate from their garbage, but out with the garbage, and our DPW will go pick it up. And, there is a list online on our website that says what we can and cannot pick up. And, we will get that recycled. And it's no charge to the village. The items that are on that list that we are accepting are all free of charge. So we are not paying anything, and they've supplied us with everything from wrap to skids. 100%.
Perfect. So this is really a nice way to do it. I remember waiting in line at Parkdale for a recycling day for like 3 hours with everybody else. So it's just such a more resident friendly way to manage it. And the only cost really to the village is what, a little bit of overtime for the,
No overtime.
No overtime
During their
needed?
Workday.
great. But I mean, on the bundling and the shipping on Saturday, wasn't there something or no?
No, it's during the workday, right? Everything's in the workday.
Great. So as long as residents put their garbage on one side of the driveway and the recycling on the other, and if it's something that's not on the approved list, then they'll just leave it there and the residents have to bring it back inside and figure something else out.
They'll leave it there. They'll put a neon tag on it that says it wasn't an acceptable item, and then the people need to take it back in and dispose of it in another way.
Perfect. Now, is there any other discussion? All right, I think it was moved by Steve and second by Grace. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved? I get a motion to grant permission to buy an S64 skid steer loader for $50,807.32, less a previously approved trade of $43,500 for a total cost to be paid of $7,307.32.
So moved.
Moved by Kristen, second. Second by Jeff. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. No new business, going to old business, the old basketball court. So I know we promised folks when we said we were gonna build a big old new basketball court on the south side of Hamlin, that we would be returning some of it by tearing up the old basketball court and adding green space there. I know that was a popular discussion we had at the time and a kind of a pact we made with the residents. At this point, from what I understand, the rec department still uses it for floor hockey. So they don't have to bring all the floor hockey equipment all the way down to where the basketball courts are. So
Chalk drawings and.
chalk drawings and Foursquare and that kind of thing
Yeah.
during the summer rec program. But there's an opportunity to still reduce the size of it, the footprint of it. Matt said that's something he could kind of do. Pretty standard. Trim it down and then I guess we'd have to seed it and fence it off and make sure it grows. So what's the board's thoughts on reducing the size of the court?
I've been down there a few times during the day and it's used. kids and adults are on it. I don't know what the rec department, what your thoughts are as far as Megan about size, how much you would need to do your thing.
We say 90 by 48? Did Jeff say 90 by 48?
It's right now, it's 105 by 50, and I should put my glasses on. Megan 464 Knox, sorry. So right now the pad's 103 by 50, and he was recommending doing 93 by 40.
So that's maybe 15% smaller. What does the board think?
Has the Hamlin Park Committee weighed in on this?
Discussed it.
Discussed
We
it, but I don't think we
discussed it.
discussed size.
Not size, no, we just discussed the fact whether that we
That
want to
We
keep.
want to keep it there,
We want
Okay.
to
but I would like,
Who
you know,
wants to keep it there?
What in our Parks Committee discussion,
Yeah.
and I know the rec department. does.
because of the use it gets during the summer for the rec department with the programming that they. And I would go with, you know, whatever
Yeah, I
Megan
think
wants.
when this whole thing came up, when was it, a year and a half ago? When it first came up, I reached out to everybody that was kind of pushing for the green space, and I don't want to speak for them because I don't know, maybe they've changed their mind. But I'm like, what, the basketball court's gonna be gone, like the hoops will be gone, which is great. Can we just shrink it down a little bit? Try not to disrupt the tree roots that are there. There's a giant tree that's right there that I would
Right.
be worried about. And every person I talked to, they're like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. Like there was no, I went and sat in ACE's meeting and talked to them. They were like, oh yeah, okay. So again, I don't want to speak for them, but
Mhm.
I had some pretty good response from them. So just thought,
So 93 by 40 gives you enough room for what, one? You just do one field hockey court or you do
it's just
two,
a,
three on
it's floor
threes?
hockey. It's just
I
one
mean,
floor
floor
hockey.
hockey.
Yeah. So I have you want to see a picture? I found it finally.
But I'm just saying it's just one court, that's all you need. Yeah. How many kids play at a time? Kind of whatever you got. So it's not like a competitive 3-on-3 league or something.
No, it's.
And this is 93 by 40? You know what? Let me give it to Kristen and have her just pass it all the way down.
Sure.
I'll look at Megan's other photos.
Yeah, well, there might be a picture of Pete on there, so.
Now I don't want to take one. Yes.
My phone's filled up with grandchild pictures.
It's the first time we've ever passed a phone around, Megan, ever.
And Roger's here too to talk about Kiwanis and the barbecue and not losing space for their tables too. So I don't know.
Mhm. Hi, Roger, you want to come on up?
Hello, everybody. I'm Roger Pigeon, live at 95 Center Ridge in town of Aurora. I'm the current president of Kiwanis. And Kiwanis has a vast interest in investment in the park. You know, we've donated pavilions. Actually, my president's project is going to be redoing the pavilion this year in the park. When Megan came in with this, we use that space, as you know, to our chicken barbecue. And, you know, we get a good day, we use all of it. And I think from the standpoint from the rec department, because I've worked with Megan, I worked for the town for years. I at least go on a trial basis. I think leave it the size it is and leave it up to her creative imagination to use it, because the kids do. I've been in Hamlin Park and the kids do use it constantly. So I think it'd be penny wise, pound foolish to shorten it and then find out you need more. So from the Kiwanis standpoint, we use it. I mean, we only use it once a year.
I was gonna say I go to that every year, and usually isn't there an open space between the end of the tables and the playground on the court?
At times,
Yeah.
it depends on how many we expect. We've been, last year we had the fires, so we had very little involvement in the park because nobody came out. But on a good day, we serve over right around 2,000 dinners.
Mhm.
So if we get 400 people, 300 people in the park, especially when we have the entertainment with the high school band,
Right.
because they have to set up there too.
Yeah, you couldn't do the band this year, right?
What?
You couldn't do the band this year,
Couldn't
right?
do
Because
it
of the smoke, yeah.
Because of the smoke. Yeah, everything got canceled. So the park didn't have much action, but on a good sunny day and when we have the entertainment there,
Mhm.
we utilized virtually the whole court.
Mhm.
You know,
There's a
just
band set up on the grass, they do, right?
they set up on the far.
By the Aurora Players Building.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They set up right where the seating is.
Oh, are they on the
Yeah,
edge,
they were on,
edge of the
they were on
court?
the court, yeah. Yeah, so they set up because they're there to, so the people stick around
Mhm.
and sit at the table. So, my feeling is at least do it at a trial basis, leave it the way it is and reevaluate it if you have to. But if she can find a lot of creative ways to use it, more power. I mean, our rec department's very active and, I raised 2 kids here and they were always over at the park.
Mhm.
So,
Thanks,
That's it?
Yeah.
Any more questions?
thanks. Unless somebody has any questions for Megan, Town Parks Director.
I know you were talking about moving it away from where the playground is. I almost look at that as an extension of the playground because the kids will clap on the playground, run over. It's also the only shady spot on that end on the court. So just something to think about. Plus,
So
that's
better to
private street.
keep the area closer to the playground, you're saying?
Possibly, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just, I think it should be looked at and kind of studied before you,
Is there a lot of mud in between the
Yeah.
two?
between
Kids
the
going back and-
playground.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, it turns into a hard dirt pack of dirt.
Yeah.
Basically, it's just hard dirt.
wonder if there's
So-
something else we could put down there.
It's a highly traffic. And then if the kids are just, that's gonna be the main way they get to that
Yeah,
pad
maybe we should put
anyways.
pavers down there or something.
Well, maybe, I mean, something. So just, I think there should be, I don't know,
Well, we've
think
got
about
a
it before you do it.
Parks Committee meeting coming up at the end of the month, Steve.
Yep.
Tuesday.
Consider we'll put that on the agenda.
Sounds like a great
What to
idea.
do, that the space between the playground and the court.
Thank you.
Thank you. And
Make a note.
And what they think about reducing it to 93 by 40.
Yeah.
All right, anybody have anything else on this, the board?
Might be helpful too if you can maybe send somebody that picture. Because, yeah, okay, that'd be great. Yeah, because then you can show the committee, because I couldn't visualize in my head exactly how much smaller that is.
Smart. All right,
I'm not going with that, just to let you know.
you're not going with what
I think it should go, all of it, so,
entirely?
Yeah.
Yeah,
but that's, I'm fine to be the minority in that. I
well, no, I mean,
I just feel like we either do it or we don't do it, so.
yeah,
That's just where I'm voting, just. to let you know.
versus just shrinking it.
Yeah,
You'd rather keep the whole thing,
no, I'd rather have it not there at all.
but if that doesn't go, then you'd rather keep the whole thing than make it
Well, no, I'm
small?
just voting against it, is what I'm saying.
You're not voting for a compromise, you're just right out.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Okay.
Yeah, I do feel like we really did preach that we were gonna preserve green space.
Yeah, that's where
And
I'm
so I
at.
feel like
so.
it's not.
But I
through
totally
with what we
understand that
promised.
it's used and
Yeah.
why people want it, but I just am gonna stick to my original on that.
Very good. Anybody else? Before we move on, Ernie and Steve are gonna add to the Hamlin Park
Yep.
agenda to
It'll
talk
be on
about the group
agenda.
and get back to
Parks-
us and
Parks Committee meeting is on Tuesday, the 26th. If anybody's interested in coming.
where's the meeting, Ernie?
Room next door. Yeah, right next door.
From next door, you can get in the door right over there in the hallway at the top of the stairs.
7.
7 o'clock, right, Steve?
Yes.
7 PM, 326.
Up 7 p.m.
All right. Thank you. The second topic, which isn't on the agenda, was I had to talk with Matt about redoing the parking lot closest to home plate, the one that constantly floods and gets 3-4 inches of water in it. Matt seemed to think they had the ability, the time and the money in the budget to redo that parking lot, including proper drainage. Matt, you want to expand on that at all?
Just to redo the drainage.
Redo the drainage,
Yeah, the drainage first. We'll do the drainage first.
but not do any of the paving?
It depends on if there's money available for all of it. But we would start with the drainage, get that done, and then assess paving all of it.
Thanks. And how much do you think the drainage part will cost?
Probably 10 to 12,000 total.
Would be a good start.
What is the drain? What's the overall scope of the project?
Adding a DI and piping it out to the road.
What's that?
Adding a drain intake to the parking lot and then running a pipe out to tie in at South Grove. And then those figures with me. What's that? Total? That's gonna be close.
All right, so you could get a start on it, at least address the drainage issue and then evaluate and see where we are with the actual repaving of it.
Correct.
What does the board think? Anybody want to make a motion to approve Matt's plan to work on the parking lot?
Make a
In the
motion.
park? Moved by Ernie,
Okay.
second by Jeff. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved? Thank you. Thank you, Matt. Second, speakers and communications is your last opportunity to speak on any topic. Please limit your comments to 2 minutes and raise your hand if you want to come up and be recognized, sir. Name and address if you could, please.
Good evening. My name is Eric Kennedy, Highwire Farms, 840 South Main, Adrian, Michigan. I wanted to kind of explain a little more because I think there might be some confusion on what your next steps are. If you don't have the special use permit, the state's probably not going to move forward. And ultimately, the village has the ultimate say of whether you're going to provide a certificate of occupancy and a city permit or a village permit to operate in that location. So this is only delaying the inevitable, whether you do it or the state does it. It's, as I've said multiple times, it's the chicken and the egg. State's not going to move forward without your blessing, but ultimately you have the blessing with a certificate of occupancy.
And where are you now on their list?
We're on their list. I don't know what the number is exactly. It's, they're going to put a priority on who has a location and who has municipal approval.
They've said that in writing or told you verbally or?
I don't, verbally, yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like, if you're 1700th on the list and they're doing 400, every few months, then are they moving your place in line farther back because we haven't approved it yet?
Anyone that has municipal approval is going to move to the front of the line. They're trying to service the consumer.
Mhm.
They're catching a lot of flack by not having more stores open. So anyone that progresses further and further moves further and further to the front of the line. There's no reason to delay it because ultimately you have the ultimate say.
Mhm.
You're going to say with your department heads of whether we have the certificate of occupancy. From our standpoint, we've done everything the village has asked. And we're only asking to move forward.
Liz, you have a thought?
Well, you will, in the grand scheme of things, the village board would approve a special use permit with whatever conditions they may or may want to add. But the build out of that particular location will also require a building permit. And at the end of that process is the certificate of occupancy.
Right, so we'll still have opportunities to.
No,
Not really.
no, those are two separate issues.
Those are
One
two
is-
separate things.
They're two separate issues. One is the CO is just code. Your building can contain this many people. You have
Correct.
bathrooms, you are qualified and meet all the specifications of the code.
Correct.
What we're voting on is, are we permitted in our building? The two, once we get it rolling, the CO doesn't stop anything we do.
Right, at this point, we're just setting a public hearing now, just to kind of move
Which
it
would
forward.
be-
Yeah. Grace, you had thoughts on this in your email?
Is there a reason to hold it? Only because. we
Well,
thought
I
it was
just
gonna-
sent out the information from the Office of Cannabis Management on the numbers and what they stated, how they were reviewing applications in order. We had 3 people that we know in the village we had 2 come before us before they submitted their applications to the state. And then you guys, so in the list, there was 434,346 applications. You guys are number 3,418, and then the other 2 are after you. So it just seemed like if they're only gonna give out so many by the time they get to you, we didn't want to waste our public's time if we're not gonna even get to licensing.
No one knows of any of the 3 applicants who are going to pass from the state.
Right. And that was one of our stances before is we didn't want to waste the planning commission's time if you guys didn't even have a license.
I understand that.
I
And
mean-
as I've stated before, it's the chicken and the egg. Someone's got to go first. And I don't think the state's going to go before you go. If someone's already has municipal approval, then they're going to go to the front of the line.
Now, are there
to serve-
municipalities who are giving approval without having a license?
I'm sorry.
There's municipalities who are giving people approval without having a license,
I would imagine they're going to give them a special use permit without having a
without a
license.
license?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
like
look
to
into
find
that.
We put that as a stipulation.
Yeah, we need
It's
to
only
change it.
good unless he gets the license. I mean, that would be covering it. Part of our issue too was we didn't want to discuss it so far in advance, right?
Right.
If you're getting it 24 months from now and some new development comes up within our community and we discuss it now, all the pertinent issues may not have been discussed. Can we throw that in there too, to give him his special use permit, but then have a caveat that we can revisit if it's older than X amount of months?
I'll just do it 180 days.
Sunset. Is
You
that
would-
legal?
You think we can legally?
Yes.
I think we've done that with stuff.
I think we talked about that recently with a different permit too.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you.
So how do we word this? We just refer them, or we set the public hearing? Do we have to stipulate that as we set the public hearing?
No, you can set the public hearing and then you don't have to vote on it even that day. You can
Right.
take a look at it, put on
We
any
can add that.
stipulations you want on it. So just because you set the public hearing for that day doesn't even mean you need to vote on it that day.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
What's the rest of the board think? Set the public hearing and add what stipulations we want on the road based on public input?
Yeah, I think so.
That'll give us time to get our wording, right?
Mhm.
Get the wording and do some other research. But you can also.
Right.
Yeah, do a little research.
Look at in terms of what the state is.
See what the
doing, in
public
terms of
wants.
whether or
Yeah.
not they're recording something, what the chicken and the egg is and what's going on.
Okay, get some
Mhm.
feedback
You
from
don't
the
have to make-
OCM
you
too.
You don't have to make that decision now.
All
Is
right,
that something we can reach out to NICOM about too?
Mayor, I can speak with a little bit authority on this. I'm working on another municipality in the same situation. You have to come up, sir, and give your name and address. Yes.
name and address, please.
It's just because it's for the record, we recorded.
Sure. My name's Peter Rowe. I'm at 103 Maple Road. So this is a very much a moving target. The way that this is rolled out in New York State has been a challenge the whole way. Even the news changes on this every day. Even this morning, there was a New York Times article. I'm not sure if any of you all caught it this weekend, where the governor's essentially adjusting course on this. So all of these old lottery numbers and things like that, as far as the license progressing, those have the potential to, again, be a moving target in this. I think what Highwire is looking to do is show that they have the blessing of the municipality, because that goes a long way. We're working on the same issue in another municipality. We just received the blessing of it. And so submitting that to the state, the hope is that there's going to, that would then allow us to open up, not necessarily in the order that is drawn, or that would just showcase that we're ready for action, that we're ready for business. And so that's what the most recent mandate from the governor has been, is that let's get this place ready for business. Let's get this product out there and moving. So the farm that I work with, we've been trying to give ourselves a place to sell our product. And so slowly we've gotten there. We've gotten municipal approval on that. And I was the one who brought Eric here. I was the one who wanted Eric to come to our village in particular. I love the way that he runs his store. And I think that there are unfortunately some places that don't run a very satisfactory business out of their place. And I think Eric does a great job with it. If there's anything you guys can do to push this along for him, I can tell you that it will absolutely affect how it works on the state side, from my understanding of it.
And what was the municipality that already granted approval?
We got municipality approval from the village of Ellicottville.
Ellicottville?
That's a special use permit?
Yes.
And that was prior to license.
We're still in our licensing process down there. So we have a farm down there, a cultivation facility that is transitioning to a micro business. And in order to get that transition, we needed to get municipal approval to push things along with the state, which is essentially the same spot that Eric's in.
But two different facets of the industry.
Yes, getting to sought after licenses, which are challenging at this point.
Because I think the OACM had like a priority for cultivators to micro.
That's our
retail,
hope,
right?
but
Yeah.
I've already had that meeting with
Yeah.
them down there. This specifically for East Aurora, I don't know of anyone that's transitioning to a micro business from a cultivation business here.
Good feedback. Thank you, Mr.
Just wanted to,
Yeah.
I
Appreciate it.
really dealt with this morning, so
Perfect.
make sure that I, put in my 2 cents for Eric as well.
Yeah, no, that helps.
Yep, thank you.
Thanks, Peter.
Thanks.
All right. Somebody want to make a motion to set a public hearing on April 15th for a special use permit for 658 Main Street, Eric Kennedy, Highwire to operate a legal state licensed dispensary.
So
Moved by Steve, second.
Second.
Second by Grace. Further discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approved, set for April 15th. All right, still in speakers and communications. Anybody else have anything they'd like to talk about? Scouts, you guys got anything you want to share? No? All right, moving on to department head report. Shane?
We're moving right along on working on our new policy manual. It's coming along quickly. We just got access for all the members of the department to have access to it. We're gonna go live with about 40 policies in a couple weeks, once everybody gets time to get accustomed to it. Maureen and I have been working on some garbage issues with some businesses who habitually don't follow the rules on what they're allowed to put out or how they're allowed to put out their waste. I wrote up a letter and Maureen sent it out. And I've had a few calls from businesses that aren't a problem, worried about it. So they've been told, they're doing it somewhat properly and they're not the issue, but it's gonna be a work in progress because a couple of the businesses have been doing it improperly for a while now and we'll probably end up having to issue some tickets. But hopefully they'll get the answer or get the idea. That's it.
Very good. Thank you, Shane. Matt?
After last meeting, we took delivery of the scissor lift. And since then, we've replaced all but I think 8 lights on Main Street to the new LEDs.
Good, nice purchase. I saw them out there using it.
Yes, so thank you. It works wonderful.
Anything else, Matt?
Not today.
Thank you, Liz. You good? Maureen?
Election is tomorrow, noon to 9.
Here?
Here, it's in the other room. We'll all be here. The budget has now been submitted to you guys. It's at your seat. It's the tentative budget. We will have the public hearing for the budget April 1st, 7 p.m. after the reorg meeting. The current increase over the tax rate is 1.3%. That's where it is right now, and we will be able to discuss it on April 1st. If you have questions,
Very
feel free to
good.
call me.
Thanks, Maureen. Steve?
As Ernie said, that on the 26th, 7 o'clock, we have a Parks Committee meeting. And we've been working on different ideas. The pavilion, like Roger said, is gonna get fixed up. We're looking to also, I'm gonna meet with it's the Lions Club that does the storage shed. We're gonna go over that and they plan on revamping that as well this year. And things are moving good along that, and that's about all I have.
Good. What about the pickleball courts? The 2 nets back up
No.
when the weather gets
We're-
nice?
We really.
After your meeting?
We haven't come to a resolve, and I did meet with some pickleball folks over the weekend and told them to come to the meeting. So,
Mhm.
Well, we'd also discussed turning half the pickleball courts into badminton. As a quieter solution that would eliminate some of the problems with league play.
True.
I don't think that's a bad idea because people do play badminton.
And when the weather got real nice last weekend, I saw people on the courts at South and the courts at Warren. They were all full. The pickleball was full. And everybody was using the basketball courts too. Every net was getting used. It was great.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of positive response. Basketball courts, people love them.
All right, anything else, Steve?
No, I don't know.
All right, Molly,
I'm good.
Jeffrey,
All set.
all right, Ernie,
All set.
very good. Grace,
So working with Aaron, we're gonna put together an RFP for the flooring that Maureen's gonna review for us. Hopefully by maybe the next meeting.
thank you. Anything else?
Nope.
All right, Kristen?
Nothing tonight, thanks.
All right. Maureen and I are still working on the CSEA grant. Nice job with the budget. And that's it. So can I get a motion to adjourn at 7:52 PM?
We don't want to stay.
Okay, all right, let's start over. Let's go through it one more time.
So move.
Moved by Steve, second.
Second,
Second by Kristen. Further discussion. All those in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for coming.